If you are building a website for your SaaS product, a great source of inspiration is the website of Stripe. In this video, we are going to look at the website of Stripe and steal 11 ideas that you can use for your own SaaS website. Idea number 1, use a framed layout around your content, which means that the borders of this frame are visible in the viewport. This will give a blueprint feel to your website, which is very appealing, especially if your SaaS product is very technical, just like Stripe. So Stripe targets SaaS companies and developers and software engineer people who are looking for solutions to integrate payments into their products. So usually these people are very technical. So using a blueprint layout that gives this technical feel can be very appealing to them. So the way you use this is that you define the width of your content and then you use borders around it. And you can even use borders to separate your sections, and you can even use sections that overspan and overflow this frame, which will give a very dynamic look. So for example, if you look at here, we have this visual in the hero section which overflows, it spans over the frame, which gives a very cool, very dynamic look to this hero section. And you can use it at other places as well. For example, here you can see that this section has a very cool gradient background, which again spans over the frame, which works both ways. So this gradient actually emphasizes the frame, but also the frame emphasizes the gradient. So this is something that works really well. And you can see that there is also a hard separation between these two sections, which again looks very clean and very nice. Idea number 2, use modals with floating cards. So usually what people do is that they create floating cards, and when you click on the floating card, they will redirect you to a different page. But what Stripe does is that actually they use a component in the middle. They first open a modal where you can learn more about that given feature on that given content with some text and of course with some images too. And of course this modal has call to action buttons which eventually redirect you to the end page. But the good thing about this pattern is that once the user or the viewer learns this pattern, they are more willing to click on these floating cards because they have learned that once they click on this, they can learn more, but they will now not lose the position of their scrolling. So it's very easy to navigate back and continue reading the given page. Idea number 3, make sure your social proof logos and partner logos actually lead somewhere. Many SaaS websites use social proof logos and partner logos to increase trust and credibility. But what you can do is to make sure these logos actually lead somewhere, usually to a case study page. So that's exactly what Stripe does. If you click on a logo, they will lead you to a case study where you can learn more about this partnership and learn more about how these given partners or these companies use this product, how they use Stripe. And they write it in detail, and that's a great way to increase trust even more. Idea number 4, make sure that the borders of your floating cards light up when the cursor gets nearby. This is a very common pattern and visual that many websites uses, all again for a good reason, because it looks cool, very cool, it looks very dynamic, it gives interactivity to your website, it invites the viewer to play with the page. So what you see is that as I move around the cursor around the floating card, that given part of the floating card will light up in the border, and it looks very cool. Stripe even took it to a little bit to the next level by giving a gradient to this border, so that looks extra nice. But another pattern is that if you use like a very minimalistic design with black and white colors, they just use white as well. That looks cool too. Idea number 5, use impressive statistics to praise your clients, because if your clients look good, then you will look good too. That's exactly what Stripe does. They have a section where they list some of their clients and they praise them by listing impressive statistics about them. And the key here is that you don't necessarily have to use statistics that were achieved by using your product or your service. They can just live on their own. You can just genuinely make your partners look good, because if they look good, if they look like a big client and with an impressive service or product who use your product or your service, that means that your product or service is worthy of their partnership. So if they look good, you will look good too. Idea number 6. Make your floating cards frames expand on hover while keeping the content in place. This is something that is very subtle. This is something that is very tiny, but it gives a very premium and luxurious feel to your website. So if you look at here how Stripe does this, if I hover my cursor over this floating card, the borders, they increase, they scale up a little bit. But if you look at this image only, the content stays within the same position. It does not scale. And they apply this effect to all their cards, which gives this visual, very dynamic experience, which maybe stops the viewer for a second to actually examine what happens here. And sometimes they even combine it with other effects as well. So for example, with this card here, where there is this credit card, the credit card follows the position of my cursor. And all these effects are very tiny, they are very subtle, but you combine these and it gives a very interactive, very nice, very smooth page that is just feels better. Idea number 7, make sure your photos are aligned in some ways. They are aligned in style. This is a very hard to steal idea because it requires you to take photos that are aligned to each other regarding composition or lighting or something similar. So look at how Stripe does this. Partners here listed, and they each have a photo. Look at this photo. It has a perspective. It has this square shifted or tilted. And if I look at another photo, it has the same composition with the window, right? If I look at another one, it's the same with this basket of flowers and food, right? If I look at another one, again, with the window. So this is a very hard to steal idea, and many people probably won't even notice, but this is just signals something. It signals that these guys pay attention to details for sure. Someone came up with this idea and executed this, and I'm sure he's or she is very proud of this, as they should be, because it is very cool. Idea number 8, combine scroll spy element with the progress indicator. If you're not sure what those components are, I'm going to show you. This is a page that is very long. It's a product introduction page. It's the payment features of Stripe. If I start scrolling down, because this page is so long, what they did is that they added chapters. These chapters are basically anchor links, right? So as I start scrolling down, these anchor links light up based on where I am at currently, where my viewport is when I scroll down. So when I scroll to global payments, that will light up, right? This is a very common pattern, but if you combine it with a reading indicator, which is like a horizontal scroll bar, right? Usually it's a progress bar that gets filled up as you scroll down. If you combine these two, this creates a very exciting element where the progression is encouraged, because it's just, you have this feeling that you want to go through all these chapters, and also the progress bar that also indicates or that motivates you to go through. So those two, this creates like a sense of slideshow, maybe, where there are these 5 chapters that I can go through. So yeah, it's like basically it's a story, you know, with a start and an end. It looks really cool and looks very dynamic, and it actually helps the user to understand the structure of this page. By the way, if you are looking for someone to help you design, build, or migrate your SaaS website, check out gaborpinter.com, which is my website, because that's exactly what I do. You can read my case studies, my reviews, and my services. So maybe that's something that you might find helpful. So check it out at gaborpinter.com. Idea number 9, build your call to action section with 2 call to action buttons, one with self-service and one with contact options, where they can contact a human, they can contact sales, they can contact someone. That's what Stripe does. They have 2 call to action buttons. They have the self-service where you can register an account and start using the product. And they also have one button with contact sales. So if they want to learn more, they don't want to get started just yet, they can contact a human. It's a super nice way to maximize the chances to engage the viewer, because you are giving them both options, right? Because it depends on your customers and on your product as well, of course. If self-service is self-explanatory, they will go that way, but maybe they will need information, more encouragement, so they might use that as well. And also sometimes call to action sections are quite boring, because you just put there, do you want to get started, and the call to action. But so this is something that you can use to make it more exciting, give it more structure, more variety, and it's not just nice, it's useful too. Idea number 10, use a multi-step contact form. The advantage of this form that you can do is that you can capture the email address of the user even before they submit the message. Maybe they will not submit the message, but you can get their email address. And that's what Stripe does. And I looked, and it stated in their terms of usage, in their privacy pages. So this is something that you agree on when you start interacting with the website. It's just an idea that you can use if you want to. Stripe does it, and I'm sure it's effective to one level. Idea number 11, use continuous background across your floating cards. This is a fantastic way to create continuity across components, but also it still serves the point of separation. So as we can see here, with these floating cards, these are not even floating cards, these are just illustrations, but they have a continuous background here, right? This background is connected, we can see that. But the separation between the two illustrations is clear, so it serves both purposes. It feels unique, it feels like a coherent something, but it also, you can distinguish between these two. Super nice visual. These were 11 web design ideas to steal from the website of Stripe. I hope you liked it. If you do like these videos, make sure to follow me, because I post these kind of videos every week. Let me know what you think by commenting and like it. Thanks, bye.